What's going on, guys? My name is Jason Lee. I'm a student physical therapist and owner of the Calisthenics Project. In today's exclusive video, I'll be showing you guys how to master the L-sit. I'll be covering the anatomy of this skill, showing you guys the step-by-step progressions on how to achieve the skill, and at the end of the video, I also got a free workout plan for you guys, so let's get into it. So in order to learn the L-sit, it'll help a lot to understand the basic anatomy of this movement. Having a really solid understanding of anatomy really helps you understand your weak points and helps you hone in on those weaknesses. Also, there's no such thing as knowing too much anatomy. So let's start with the upper extremity. Your arms are going to require elbow extension. Basically means straightening the elbow. And this movement is done primarily by your triceps brachii and with the assistance of a muscle called the anconeus. Without proper elbow extensions, here's what your L-sit looks like. Next is your scapular positioning. You want your scapulus to be in a depressed position. So basically the opposite of shrugging. The action of scapular depression is done primarily by your latissimus dorsi, your lower trap, and your pec minor. Your pec major and serratus anterior also aid in scapular depression as well. You want to make sure that you develop a solid scapular depression and avoid shrugging like this so we can minimize our chance of injury. Next is shoulder flexion or extension. I'll get to the or in a second. All shoulder flexion means is just bring your arm up like this, and shoulder extension is the opposite. Bring your arm back like this. I said or because you can do either one. In shoulder flexion, your body's going to be leaned more forward like this, which requires a lot more of your shoulder flexors, such as the anterior delt, your pectoralis major, and also gets assistance from your biceps brachii and your coracobrachialis. And in shoulder extension, your arms are going to be at level with your torso or even a little bit behind your torso. This requires a lot of work from your shoulder extensors, such as your posterior delt, your latissimus dorsi, teres major, and even the long head of the triceps brachii. Shoulder flexion tends to be a little bit easier just because there's body weight in front and behind you to make it easier to offset the load from one another, whereas shoulder extension, most of your body weight is going to be in front of your body, so your shoulder extensors really have to do a lot of work. Honestly, the choice is up to you. They're both L-sits. Next is our abs and hip flexors. When in this leg lifted position, we are engaging our hip flexors and our abdominal muscles. Our rectus abdominal muscles, also known as our six-pack, helps us engage in a posterior pelvic tilt. Basically, all that means is bring your hips back like that. Our transverse abdominals helps us maintain intra-abdominal pressure, which basically means just squeezing really hard. Our iliopsoas and rectus femoris helps us flex our hips. Basically, that means just bring your leg up like this. All right, let's go to our lower extremity. We require use of our quadriceps as well in order to keep our knee extended. Basically, all that means is straightening the leg. A lot of you may want to point your toes in this movement, which requires plantar flexion just like that. I'll explain why in a second. Now, although our hamstrings aren't working in this movement, they can be a limiting factor to achieving this movement, because if you have tight hamstrings, it limits your ability to fully extend or lock out your knees. So if that's the case, you should really work on your hamstring flexibility as well throughout this entire training. Your calves may also be a limiting factor to why you can't straighten your legs out as well, because believe it or not, the muscle called the gastrocnemius crosses the knee joint, so that means if you have tight calves, you won't be able to straighten out your legs. However, this one's a little bit easier to fix because all you have to do is simply just point your toes just like this, which will shorten the gastrocnemius muscle, which will make it easier to extend your legs. All right, that covers pretty much all the anatomy you need to know about the L-sit. Let's get to the progressions. I recommend you guys do this movement on parallettes, push-up bars, dip bars, books, or whatever you can find that's elevated. It's a lot harder to do on the floor. And also, if you have short arms like me, it's gonna be kind of hard to lift yourself off the ground. Find 2 chairs, 2 books, 2 rocks the same height, 2 bricks, whatever it can be, and find yourself that you can elevate your entire body with. So the first progression is going to be seated lift-offs. This exercise is going to address straight arm strength, or basically tricep strength, and will help your body familiarize with the correct arm positioning of the skill. Try and do 3 sets of 10 repetitions with a 2-second hold at the very top, maintaining proper scapular depression and avoiding shrugging like this. Once you can do that, try and aim to hold it at the very top for a solid 10 seconds. Make sure to keep that elbow nice and straight with no bend. Next up, we have seated leg lifts. This is going to address our hip flexor and abdominal strength. From a seated position, lift your legs up as high as you can and control the descent. At first, you may only be able to get it off the ground about a few inches, but that's completely okay. Aim to do 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, holding at the top for at least 2 seconds, and then controlling the descent down. Once that gets easier, do a solid rep, bring your legs all the way up, and try and hold that position for 10 whole seconds. All right, now it gets fun. The next progression is called the tucked L-sit. This variation of the L-sit allows you to focus on your upper body strength while reducing the demands of your hip flexors and quads. While doing a tucked L-sit, you can really focus on your straight arm strength, your scapular positioning, and the contraction of your abs. If you can do the tucked L-sit for at least 10 seconds, you're ready for the next progression, but if not, don't worry at all. If you can't hold it for that long, what you're going to do is from a seated position, you're going to lift yourself up into a tucked L-sit, hold it for as long as you can, and just come back down, and you're going to do that for reps, such as 3 sets of 5 repetitions, or until failure. The next progression is called the advanced tuck. This is the same as before, but we are now introducing a little bit more of our hip flexor strength and our quadricep strength. So going from this tucked position, we're going to extend our legs out a little bit, but not to full extension. Extend your legs out to a position where it's challenging, but not impossible. And as you keep getting better and better at this, you can keep extending your legs out more and more, and aim to hold an advanced tuck position for at least 10 seconds. If you can't do 10 seconds, no worries at all. Simply stay in a tucked L-sit position, and then kick out, hold as long as you can, and kick back in, and do that for reps as well. Do as many reps as you can for 3 sets, and try and increase the hold time over your training sessions. Now for the next progression, I'm going to be including 2 progressions because some people find one easier than the other. So try both of them out, see what's easier, and stick to that one. Or honestly, you can do both at the same time. These 2 are going to be the straddle L-sit and the single leg L-sit. Both of these variations can be transitioned into from the advanced tuck variation. For the single leg, all you have to do from the advanced tuck position is kick one leg out while bringing the other leg in and holding that position. Make sure to train both sides too so we don't have any muscle imbalances. Same thing goes for the straddle L-sit. All you have to do from the advanced tuck is just bring your legs out and into a straddle position and hold. If you can do both of these for at least 10 seconds, you're ready to move on to the final progression. If not, no worries again, I got you. Basically, just start from an advanced tuck position, and then like before, you're gonna kick into a single leg L-sit or a straddle L-sit, and then you're gonna go back into the advanced tuck. Do these for as many reps as you can for 3 sets, and over the next training sessions, try and incorporate longer hold times. All right, guys, we are at the final progression now, the full L-sit. If you've been able to knock out these progressions and can hold each one for at least 10 seconds, you're definitely ready for the full L-sit. If you can especially hold a straddle L-sit or the single leg L-sit for 10 seconds, you can definitely do a full L-sit for a handful of seconds. If not, no worries, stay patient, I got you. From the previous progression, which can be either the straddle L-sit or the single leg L-sit, enter into an L-sit, hold it for as long as you can, and then regress back into a straddle or single L-sit. Again, do these for as many reps as you can for 3 sets, and over time, each training session, try and get longer and longer hold times. Now, it's important to note to not get upset if you find yourself regressing some days. That's completely normal. Some days we're gonna feel amazing, and other days we're gonna feel really weak. There's too many factors that play into our strength on a daily basis, so don't be too hard on yourself if you're working hard and you feel weaker some days. Remember, this skill takes time to master. Stay patient, stay consistent, don't rush through progressions, and you will get there in no time, I promise you. All right, well, to help you guys get started on your calisthenics journey, I have created a free, that's right, free L-sit training plan to help you structure your workout so that you guys can get this movement down. This program is a simple but effective workout that will help you get the L-sit down. The best part? Well, it's free, yeah. But the other best part is that you can do this from home with no equipment at all. If you guys want this free guide, I'm gonna leave it in the description below, so click that link to access your free workout plan. And if you have any questions about this workout plan, reach out to me via Instagram DM or through email at my website. I'll link both of those below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as there are and will be a lot more informative videos on the way. Hope you guys have a great day and good luck on your journey. Peace.